so we can save the world with all that money.
with all that money.
Kim, what you got for us? What is this here? How do I can I
Yo,
get past
well,
this?
I am um I'm
Okay.
mad. I'm very angry.
Oh boy.
So as Ear Doctor alluded in terms of the weather today in the DMV, we
Mm.
are expected to actually break records for the beginning of September. Some of the meteorologists are saying that this is going to be the hottest start to September ever in the DC Baltimore area. And as a story that continues to be as evergreen as always, there are a number of schools in Baltimore City that will be closed today. Why are they closed, class? Because they don't have
Mm.
air conditioning. The temperature in Baltimore today is expected to reach into the upper 90s. And Jared, if you could please, this is a press
Yeah.
release from Baltimore City Public Schools. Could you please name the schools that will not
Yes.
be open today because their buildings lack air conditioning?
So we have Baltimore City College, Benjamin Franklin High School at Masonville Cove, City Springs Elementary Middle School, Cross Country Elementary Middle School, Curtis Bay Elementary Middle School, Furley Elementary School, Harlem Park Elementary Middle School, National Academy Foundation, Vanguard Collegiate Middle School, the Mount Washington School. And then Empowerment Academy has an early release at 11:45, and there's an operator. It says the operator has a plan for adding air conditioning to the building that is underway. Good thing that they're starting now at the end of summer in September of 2023. Good thing that they have a plan. So Kim,
If they
it's
never
all
noticed in all these decades,
all these
it's a little
decades.
hot. It gets a little hot.
It's a little hot, and this thing comes around every year. I think they call it summer. It gets really hot, and then it carries over into the beginning. And yeah, right. It's shocking, amazing, and then to your point, Kim. I mean, my entire life, from childhood, been hearing these stories about Baltimore and DC city schools having to anyway. So this is, but they have a plan.
But they have
They have
three
a
hundred and
plan.
thirty million dollars to build
Talk to him.
a new cop city.
Talk to him, Kamal. Talk to him, Kamal.
They got
Talk to him,
three, yeah,
Kamal. Put
Damn.
it
three hundred
together.
million dollars. Yeah, they're gonna raise that money all kinds of ways. They're gonna get bonds, private donations, Fed money, city money. No matter what it takes, they're gonna raise that $330 million to build that, and that shit's gonna be fully air conditioned.
You damn right.
14 different temperature arrangements. When you walk in the room, the light's gonna come on. All the most modern technology, not a fucking dime in 30, 40 years to put air conditioning in your schools. Like what's who even
No.
like in their right mind who thinks that's like normal?
Oh, I bet you who doesn't have anything to say about it would be our first black governor. And Westmore deserves this cuss out that he about to get from me because
Mm.
you the first black governor and you're just as useless as the previous 60 white governors. The fact that Westmore, again, origin story still unclear, but would use West Baltimore as his campaign backdrop. You've been in office since January. It's September. Were I governor, I would have, via executive order, made sure that the HVAC systems were fully operational in every single, specifically Baltimore City school, because out of all the jurisdictions in Maryland, Baltimore City students suffer the most. And per what Jared said, this is generational. You understand? There are grandparents who went to some of these schools, and the schools didn't have air then. But the fact that there's no money to actually make the schools hospitable for the children to learn, but yet the police continue to get money hand over fist. That is a violence committed against the children of Baltimore City, but it's been generational. Their parents experienced the same violence. Their grandparents have experienced the same violence. And then the so-called city leaders and Governor Westmore, everybody want to look at Baltimore. Well, we have a crime problem. We have a violence problem. Yeah, the violence is being enacted on the children right there in their classrooms where they are unable to learn. So you want to disrupt these kids' learning experience and then wonder why some of these kids end up on the streets doing violence. They are just repeating and perpetuating the same violence that they have been experiencing from the state. And shame on you, Westmore. You ain't shit, just like Larry Hogan wasn't shit, just like Robert Ehrlich wasn't shit, just like Paris Glendenning wasn't shit. You have not changed the story at all about the outcomes for Baltimore City schools. And like I've said numerous times, it doesn't matter who is sitting in the governor's mansion in Annapolis. It doesn't matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat. The Baltimore City still gets shitted on, regardless of what party is in power. And it is a goddamn shame. And I hope that everybody that's watching this, and people from Maryland especially, when Westmore goes to ascend up that national political ladder, remind them that he also did not give a single fuck about kids in Baltimore City, just like the previous white motherfuckers before him.
Let the church say amen. Preach, sister. Preach.
You got a black Jesus for us. You got a black
Thank
Jesus.
you. We need Kiana. Get Kiana up here. I need
Right.
Kiana to come cuss
Right.
Westmore too.
Right.
Cuss him.
No, he is definitely planning.
Hold on, but Kamal, Jared knows this, and the rest of y'all might know this. Let me tell y'all something. Okay. So you want to know what the gag is? Okay, so there's $300 million they were trying to build or accumulate for this proposed cop city in Baltimore City. The Maryland State Lottery funds, a portion of it is supposed to go to public schools. When they open casinos here in the state of Maryland, which, by the way, includes MGM Grand Casino, Maryland Live Casino. There's a casino in Baltimore. There's a couple of the slots casinos around the state. Oh, a portion of this is going to go to the schools. Where the fuck is this portion of the money for Baltimore City schools? And Howard County has got new schools built. They built some new schools down here in PG County. Where are the new schools in Baltimore? Where's the HVAC upgrades in Baltimore? Like,
let's keep it real. Kim, my daughter's school has a new field, new turf on the football field / soccer field. So not only, but let me walk up in there for a parent teachers night and there not be air conditioning in the building. Let that happen for even 5 minutes. Something getting broken, yelled at, cussed at. Snatched something. So, but no, that's by the way, to your point, I forgot about the casinos. Let's go back another decade or so when they were talking the same ish about the football stadium. We, me included, you, Kim included, paid with our tax dollars for that stadium that puts M&T Bank on it. And one of the first things they said was, we're going to create jobs and the money and revenue for the city's schools and revenue for whatever else. They said the same thing about Camden Park, that whole sports complex they built down there. And yet every day I go to work, like later today, I drive by Latrobe Homes, exactly the same as it has ever been. And then this report shows that it's crazy. That is crazy. But when those kids act up, there will at least be $300 million worth of newly trained police to put them back in place. So
it's wild.
always every time they do anything, it's always to save the world. It's like we're building the stadium. To save the world. We're going to give kids, we get a portion of your revenue will go to save the world, through education, blah, blah, but it never reaches.
But again,
by the way, we say the same thing when you donate to BPM's Patreon. It is to save the world.
It is totally to save the world. To save the world. But again, this is what I want people, especially in this state. You know, everybody was so happy. Oh, Westmore, look at his beautiful wife. Look at the beautiful black family. Westmore still don't give a fuck about black people. Exactly. He used West Baltimore as his campaign backdrop, like it was literally a prop. Nigga, you ain't from West Baltimore. You ain't go to school in West Baltimore. No one even really know where the fuck you went to school. Like, it's a mystery. And whoever, just like we had somebody pop up and tell us they went to middle school with Vivek, I need Westmore's middle school and high school classmates to show yourselves. Announce yourselves. Because this motherfucker has been allowed to create a whole origin story around his love for Maryland. You nigga, you ain't even from here. You're not even from here. And all the black bougies got in line. Angela also, Brooks, all these niggas got the fuck in line to back up Westmore. Why? Because he had the Oprah stamp of approval. And this motherfucker,
2028.
oh
they're
my God.
they're currently coaching up one of his classmates in a bunker in Quantico, right down the road here. So don't worry, you're going to hear from them shortly, Kim.
Investment banker Westmore,
I went to
Afghanistan
school-
veteran
I was in
Westmore.
7th grade with Westmore, and we went to the Maryland Academy in Baltimore.
And even then,
Miss Green is our social studies teacher.
Nobody went to school with this nigga because this nigga's not from here. He probably went, grew up in Tacoma Park, left about 4th grade, moved up to New York, then went to Valley Forge, then came back to Hopkins. Oh, I guess that's his Baltimore credentials. He did his undergrad at Hopkins. So I mean, nigga, then go claim Oxford, England. If we just claim it places.
No, they're gonna hit us with this. He's like Jesus. He just disappeared for about 12 years and came back on the scene. Don't worry about where I was at, what I was doing. Just I'm
whatever
here
I was
now.
doing, I was doing it all for
I
you.
was doing,
to save
I
the
was
world.
saving the world.